Hello everyone, welcome back. So I figured we could do one last video before we leave Mississippi today. As you can tell, I'm sick, I have a cold, so it's really fun. But we're going to make our homemade dog food today. So our homemade dog food is made with real fresh meat, frozen veggies just because it's easier to work with. We throw in oats and honey and a couple other ingredients that I can't remember because it's been a while since I've made it. Eggshells for calcium. So here is one box of meat. So you can see there's some beef liver there. I believe these are probably chicken hearts. We have some ground beef here, and then we have chicken in another cooler that's still thawing right now. Ollie, are you excited for dog food? We're gonna make you some fresh dog food? My dad's been making this food for probably the last 2 years or so. He's been mixing it with kibble a little more lately just because it's a little bit easier. It makes the wet food last longer, and then it's a little bit cheaper too. But we've been feeding our dogs like this for about 2 years. Everything I see about fresh dog food and giving them raw meat that I've seen is a pretty 50-50 split on how people feel about it. So we feed it to our dogs because we feel that dogs are supposed to be wild animals, right? Same as cats. If they're in the wild, they're eating meat. They're eating the vegetables that they need. And if you as a human don't want to eat processed food, which I don't care, I do. Some people are against processed foods. Why would you feed that to your dog, like in a kibble form? So like I said, we recently started mixing in kibble with their wet food just because we have 3 dogs, and so my dad doesn't have the time to make fresh dog food all the time. So mixing it with kibble makes it last longer, and he makes sure that whatever brand he's buying, which I actually don't know, I'll let you guys know, it's the healthiest that it could be for the dogs. Another benefit is by giving the dogs the raw food in its raw form without cooking and heating it like you do when you make kibble, is they get more nutrients from it. So, kibble has nutrients, but once you cook the food, it's not the same. Just like when you hear vegetables for humans. If you steam it, it's better than boiling it, because boiling it, you don't get the same nutrients. But if you eat it raw, really that's the best way, or you're gonna get the most nutrients out of it when it's raw. So Dad is hitting the grocery store to get a couple last minute items, and then I'll show you guys the process. Okay, another benefit that my dad just told me about was it gives the dogs a shinier coat. That's why our boys look so handsome, right, Ollie? And then it helps them with their bowel movements and just keeping things clean. I'm sorry about the sniffling. I'm trying to control it. So we brought in the meat grinder. It's like what you'd see in a restaurant when people make sausages or something. So I'll have to find the attachments for it, but Dad knows where it is, and he's almost home. Alright, so it's about 2 weeks later now. I didn't film an outro, I completely spaced it, showing you the final product, but I wanted to put in a few more tidbits or tips. So the honey that we add to the dog food is always local raw honey, so that way it helps dogs with any allergies they might have, because the bees are taking pollen from plants in the area, local plants. So we use local raw honey in the dog food. And they weren't chicken hearts, they're chicken livers typically. Livers, and I can't remember the other one, oh no. And then I also talked to my dad about mixing the kibble in the food. He said that it's been found that dogs aren't getting enough grains in their diet. So the one that comes to mind is barley, because there's a lot of grain-free dog food out there. But again, just like a human, like you want to eat grains. It helps with your bodily functions and everything. So he bought dog food that does have grain in it, just to mix it in to make sure that they're really getting everything they need. As you saw from the video, we put in some canned pumpkin, apples, bananas, and blueberries. And then veggies this time around were peas and carrots and green beans. The honey we put on top, the oats we mix in. We always do chicken breasts because you want the lean protein and not a lot of fat. We do ground beef for the same reason, but we also mix in beef liver because it's super high in iron, which is good for the dogs. And then my dad said he'll occasionally mix in spinach just to give them some greens, and he recommends fresh spinach, not frozen, because frozen will start to stick together and it just doesn't grind as well as fresh spinach. Pam has decided to join us for the outro. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. And thank you guys for watching. Maybe you'll give it a try one day, maybe not. That's okay.